What's good, y'all? You back here again. Aaron 2020, let's get it. Now, I've been sitting on this video for over a week, right? Been letting it go by. Things have come up. We talk about the coronavirus, you know, things gonna get shut down and da. This fight between Khabib Nurmagomedov and Tony Ferguson, many of us have been waiting for really years. Some longer than others. I've been waiting for this fight pretty much since Conor lost to Khabib that night. There was something that was said that I don't think anybody's really talking about. I just let it die down because sometimes I let. Plus, I was chilling. I was chilling last week. I was letting noise die down. I wanted to hear if anybody else brought up this point. I've never come across, even Chael Sonnen. I don't think anybody else has brought up. I didn't see any commenters talking about this really. Everybody was listening to the verbal back and forth. Tony was being more aggressive, playing the mind games and whatnot. The typical run of the mill stuff started and it devolved into. But there was one point in the conference, that press conference, Dana White and stopped asking questions, and it was a verbal back and forth about street fighting. Now I've talked about this before, okay? How Khabib, he's an anomaly, and I don't like his style. Meaning, not that his style is not effective. Understand, when I say I don't like his style, I can't teach his style. Okay, it takes a special person to be able to do what he does. You can say that about all the greats, but Muhammad Ali, if you got someone with quick enough hand speed, quick enough feet and stuff, you can kind of teach them his style. Now, it ain't gonna be Ali, but you can incorporate that. Floyd Money Mayweather Jr., you can kind of teach his style. Bronze Bomber Deontay Wilder, you can kind of teach his style. Julio Cesar Chavez, it takes a special kind of breed, and so I don't like certain styles. Deontay Wilder, I not too much of his fan of his style, but he continuously evolved, so he's getting better for me. So, I'm understanding his style more. Years ago, nope, you gotta take a special breed, but I'm getting more of his style. And I bring this up. I've said this before in the past. Khabib's style doesn't work in a street fight. Tony Ferguson, do I have him winning a street fight? Absolutely. No questions. Tony Ferguson wins in a street fight. Period. Are you saying I'm disrespecting Khabib as a fighter? No. But his style is built for his environment. It's like certain boxing styles are built for a boxing ring. Archie Moore's cross guard defense does not work in a street fight. It doesn't work in a bare knuckle fight. You can't get any punches off, fam. It's harder to defend, but it works with boxing. Khabib's style, Conor McGregor's style will work anywhere. All right? John Bones Jones can work anywhere. Nate Diaz can work anywhere. Tony Ferguson, build a style that works anywhere. Brock Lesnar style most definitely works anywhere. Now, wrestling, depending on the type of ground, is not the wisest decision, but that's a whole topic for a whole nother day. The thing is, Khabib mauls you. He gets you, he pressures you. Here's the thing. If you're in tight quarters, you can say, well, wouldn't Khabib's style work? All right, he gets you up against the wall. Now what? You say, well, Khabib takes you down. Okay, he looks to pressure you. He looks to tire you out. First of all, if it's multiple opponents, Khabib's style is absolute garbage. I've said this. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, multiple opponents, bro. They're going to have to stay mainly on their feet. All that half guard and full guard, not saying it can't work, but let's just go one-on-one. Why would Tony? It's part of the reason I have Tony winning. You say, well, Khabib beat this guy, and he beat this guy, he beat Conor, he beat... Listen, bro. This is no disrespect. But there's a reason why I had Khabib at best, I think, 4th pound for pound in the world. I can't have him number 1 because he's too many holes I see in his style. He's madly efficient, but it works in the cage. Tony Ferguson cuts you up with elbows. Tony Ferguson kick. Tony Ferguson has wrestling. Tony Ferguson is a complete fighter. Now, Khabib, and some people want to praise him. Listen, bro. His striking is amateur, but he doesn't have to need any more than amateur striking to get it done. All right. Plus, he comes from a sambo background, so he can handle himself on his feet decently. I've become more impressed as I've seen more because I question about his footwork. I've questioned about, but he can take a punch too, so that helps. He has stamina for days. You got a boatload of gallon of stamina. Although Connor pretty much wore him down. Um, the whole thing with Al Quinta. The thing is, Tony Ferguson, his style will hammer Khabib. Khabib won't be able in a street fight to just, and what if they're out in the open? Okay, Khabib gets him on the ground. Now what? There's no breakup, there's no stoppage, you know. Khabib doesn't like to submit. From what the fights I've seen, he doesn't go for the submission. That's what he would have to do. Kind of force him to use a submission. Now he's capable, sure, but so is Tony Ferguson. And Tony Ferguson is looking to damage you. He's looking to keep you on your feet. He's got all the tools. So when it comes down to it, that's who I have. Now, what really made this intriguing is that Tony Ferguson's like, yo, I'm from here. Khabib's like, I eat you in a street fight, right? He says, I'm from Dagestan. Dudes love to rep the sets. But here's the thing, and am I a Tony Ferguson fan? I wouldn't call myself that. But there's more authenticity with Tony Ferguson. He kept calling Khabib out for the stuff he's done. Then Khabib went to the fake Mexican, da 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 da. Or Khabib's affiliation with his brother and stuff. It was similar to what Conor did. See, the thing about Khabib that why I'm not a fan is because people love to overlook certain shit, right? For certain people, they will overlook certain behaviors. Other guys, they'll call him out, oh, he's a bad guy, da da da. Khabib, I'm not gonna say he's a bad guy, but I won't say he's a good guy. Evidence, and again, if you watch it, watch the press conference, Tony Ferguson brought up some stuff I didn't even know. Right now, what does that matter? In a street fight, you take everything like that into consideration. I watched this man Tony Ferguson get into some wars and just by the second round demolish. I mean, demolish his competition. And so it doesn't matter how the first round went. That second round, he's also a guy that has stamina for days. I look at him in a street fight. He looks like someone who legitimately grew up street fighting or who grew up in comedy. The thing with Khabib, you can see he comes from a background of a specific type of training. And I'm not knocking it. He's been majorly successful. He's 28-0. There's no shade. This is the honest though. But Khabib did not go. He lying. I'm not going to say he never fought anything. But he's lying. You are lying if you trying to tell me this man was out here street fighting like that. What in Khabib's style showed you that this man was out here street fighting? Have any of you ever been in a street fight? Have any of you ever approached anything with weapons? Because nothing in his style tells me he's encountering anything with weapons. This man, Tony, was funny. He's like, you never been dumped in a trash can. But the thing is, environmental advantages. Different stuff you will encounter. Could be a hallway. It could be in an open area, in an open field. It could be in the woods somewhere. It could be, you don't never know. A fight can happen anywhere. It's like the Baki mentality. A fight can pop off in the middle of a street. All damn, at a park, on a campus, on some dorms. Who knows where you'll be at, right? Khabib doesn't look like he's ever encountered it like that. Like I said, just because somebody is successful in a craft does not mean that translates to another arena. And what do I mean? It's like, let's say somebody's successful as a premier salesperson, right? Salesman, saleswoman. Does that mean that in let's say insurance, does that mean that that person will be very successful in selling electronics? Same industry, but not exactly the same industry. You're doing the same profession, but not the same industry. See, two different industries. Let's say someone was successful at running a bunch of barbershops. Does that mean that that person can necessarily translate that success to running a bunch of restaurants or running a single restaurant? Different industry, right? Understand that skill sets built for something don't inherently translate to something else. And I could go on in other stuff, but keep that in mind. Unexpected one to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts on the subject matter, and let me know who would you pick in a street fight? Tony Ferguson, El Kue, I think that's how they say him, or Khabib Nurmagomedov, the Eagle, as some call him. Right? Who do you think? And what do you think of this whole thing, man? What do you think of styles in street fights and what more? And if you've ever been in a street fight, do you get where I'm coming from? That not all styles translate to that environment or different environments. Some styles are better, and some styles are straight trash. Now they can work in what they do. Like for example, full contact taekwondo. To me, that's not true taekwondo. People say, "Oh, taekwondo." No, Tang Sudo and taekwondo will whoop ass. But full contact point system, Olympic style, that ain't done, man. Please. Because you have more dark martial arts action going on with some of these oriental martial arts, for example. Eye gouging, hits to the nuts, to the groin, throat crushing, you name it. All right. Take hitting you anywhere, kicking you anywhere, disabling you, dismembering somebody, maiming somebody potentially. Okay? There's some very real legit stuff that can be done with the martial arts that, because of sport, is not allowed. And for good reason. We're not out here trying to truly injure and kill somebody out here. We want to see people battle, but we want to put some kind of rules and restrictions on this game. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace.